H3 versus Tate by Spencer. Let's see the Spencer video.
The H3 podcast is begging for a defamation lawsuit from Andrew Tate. Today, we're going to cover all of the juicy details. Andrew isn't banned. He's in every H3 video. H3 has gone on the offensive against the most hated man on the planet.
Ultimately, what he advocates is for violence against women.
Yes.
Criticism against other creators is important and essential for creating the best environment for all, but we're going to analyze why H3 has stepped over the line and should be punished for it. On April 8th, 2022, Ethan began his attack on Andrew Tate while interviewing Brittany Broski.
So scary, actually.
Yeah, he's a little scary.
He's actually a sex trafficker. That's epic.
No, literally, this dude is like a deep-rooted misogynist. Like, it's scary.
His claims weren't completely unfounded. Romania's Directorate for Investigating Organized Crime and Terrorism said the raid on the Tate's house was part of an investigation that began after a woman was reported to be held at the house against her will.
Like, he owns the Cam Girls company. That's pretty shady. Listen, you got to call the right shot on that. You know what it is? He has like a WeWork for OnlyFans girls in his house. That was the first business he did. Him and his brother did a business where the girls come live in the house, and then they do OnlyFans in the house, and then these two are on the computer saying the messages. And they were very good at the sales, very good at the brainwash. But then this is a different situation. This is a situation where someone was just over hanging out. She said that she was a victim of sex trafficking, but then when the cops went, like, nothing was there. She was like there, like, partying and shit.
I want to party.
It escalated to include other crimes. 5 days later, Ethan included another clip about Andrew Tate and what would become a reoccurring topic on his podcasts.
Let's talk about our boy Cobra Tate.
Cobra.
We had such a fun time making fun of this guy.
Making jokes about someone as polarizing as Andrew Tate is innocent at what makes YouTube fun, but Ethan also became very comfortable calling him a criminal.
But they're obviously very bad dudes. They literally kidnap people. They're criminals.
I don't follow Andrew Tate, so I'm certainly not defending any of his rants in this video, but I think it's important to call out Ethan's behavior as crossing the line. It gets worse.
Also, what's interesting about my money is that I made it by not human trafficking people. So that's a bonus for me, I think.
On Tuesday, April 27, a spokesperson for the Romanian Policy Agency added that no one has been charged or arrested yet in the case, but that the investigation is ongoing. This video was streamed on May 2nd, 2022, after the release of the news article stating no one had been convicted, yet Ethan's words indicate the Tates had been. To date, Ethan and the H3 podcast have talked about Andrew Tate in at least 22 separate podcasts. For a crew so interested in silencing him, they sure have given him a lot of free marketing. Ethan tweeted, "Dear free speech champions that defended Andrew Tate, tell me what you think about this. I just got a cease and desist letter from Andrew Tate. He demands I stop talking about him. Thoughts?" I think this brings up an important conversation around free speech, lawsuits, and where the line is drawn between YouTube commentary for laughs and defamation.
Yeah, so here's the expectation of what Cobra Tate does, and here's the reality. He's actually on the school bus.
Oh no.
He like I said, he grooms, he gets them young, and just like a model scout for his webcam thing.
Where does the line get drawn between colorful, funny commentary for humor and defamation of character? Because that clip to me crossed the line. Saying he grooms kids to become sex workers in his business is not exactly just an opinion. Even if you hate Andrew Tate, I hope that you want to live in a world where someone can't make baseless criminal accusations to this extent against you without paying a penalty. Freedom of speech is a principle that supports the freedom of an individual or a community.
There's one where it looks like he's hitting the girl, and then there's just the OnlyFans. I mean, OnlyFans for like, and they're just doing the house as like they come and do with the OnlyFans. I don't know, man. Calling OnlyFans sex trafficking seems like a lot. Is OnlyFans sex trafficking? I feel like OnlyFans is like pretty safe and like you're just in a room somewhere else. So they do that one. They own the casinos. He is abusive to women though. Like he does kind of say that he's abusive to women. Is that defamation? Allegedly. I don't know. I mean, what's abusive? That's a subjective term too.
Defamation is the communication of a false statement that harms the reputation of another. There is no such thing as a false opinion or idea. However, there can be a false fact, and these are not protected under the First Amendment.
I don't understand that. They're like, no, they kidnapped us and forced us into prostitution. They're like, okay, cool. Well, you know, go have a fun time, guys.
At the time of this clip,
No, that didn't happen. I see what you're saying. H3 is basically like, you know what happens? Sometimes people are like, I am so righteous, it is a noble lie. I'll just say that he did it and then it'll be good. Yeah, H3 has become pretty hypocritical, I feel
underway, which allows for a lot more leniency in the determination of facts. On August 25th, 2022, I happened to stumble on this video of Tim Dillon as a guest on the H3 podcast discussing Andrew Tate.
If you take into context also that he's done sex trafficking, does it change your opinion?
Well, listen, 100% if he's doing sex trafficking, well, then that's
Notice how they make the claim that it is a known fact that Andrew Tate is a human trafficker. He has not been convicted of a crime, therefore it is not a statement of fact. Therefore, what they are saying is defamatory. A day prior, Andrew released a 73-minute video which includes a detailed account of the accusations surrounding the trafficking story.
I do not like false accusations of criminal activity. That's another thing that I really do not like.
The following day, H3 released a stream titled Andrew Tate Cries and Begs for Forgiveness. Ethan Enters the Metaverse After Dark number 81, where they react to Tate's final message video.
I guess it's not even necessarily a supercut. It's there's some parts that are relevant to us that
I was thinking for
all right, well, 3 minutes, that's about all I can stomach this.
I was watching their video just curious what they had to say until this next clip played and I nearly lost my mind.
Recently rebuilt an entire orphanage because there's an orphanage problem in Romania. I did this.
They didn't build an orphanage. Shut up. The Tate Foundation, that's probably just a funnel for sex trafficking.
No.
Sounds like something the FBI should look into.
Yeah.
For real.
This man has an orphanage? Can we please alert the authorities?
Making me nervous.
I was disgusted to hear how they interpreted the situation. Do you understand how insane your mind has to be to hear that someone privately had an orphanage and he's using it to commit heinous crimes against children? Assuming Tate can prove that his orphanage is not being used for the crimes alleged by Ethan, I think Ethan should be held liable for significant damages.
Messages of thank yous from the children and the woman who's running it. I did this months ago before anybody disliked me. I didn't.
This is the big trap. This is what happened with Trump too. It's like he was bad, and then CNN, MSNBC started saying like lies about him. Even the Russia Gate stuff, a lot of people think is flimsy, wasn't really there much, but they were like, no, we got to just get him. This is a problem. Yeah, no, you have to act like righteous. Because if you make a mistake, like you can't just make up stuff.
Didn't even tell anybody. I just rebuilt an orphanage and didn't use it for positive PR. Didn't try and put it on the internet and get a good spin from it. Didn't try to get likes.
What upset me just as much is that H3 didn't even have the respect to watch his entire video. They watched a curated 3-minute edit that cut out everything important, and then they accused him of criminal behavior.
I find it very hypocritical when these hate mobs come and say I'm a bad person when I'm the one who's out here spending his money and time trying to help the world. And all they're doing is telling their followers to insult me on my Instagram page. Which one of those two things has a genuinely positive effect on humanity?
Wow,
This type of
he did music and everything.
Behavior by H3 is disgusting. I like them, but I don't agree with the way they're handling this. I don't want to live in a world where someone can make such insane defamatory remarks that millions of people see and not face any repercussions.
All right, well, 3 minutes. That's about all I can stomach with this.
Additionally, if you're going to ruin someone's reputation, at least have the decency to do 1 hour's worth of research.
My house was raided by police under accusations that a woman was being held kidnapped.
In a defamation lawsuit, the defendant is found liable if there is malice and there's a complete disregard of the truth. If Ethan were to get sued, he would have to provide proof as to why he came to the conclusion that Tate is a human trafficker, along with all of his other claims like grooming children like he was R. Kelly, because he and Hila have been stating it as fact. In Tate's final message video, he shared the camera footage of the police investigation and claimed the accusations were false.
Turned up and investigated as they should. And they found out that it was completely false. That nobody was kidnapped. Nobody was held against their will. I
Yeah.
was not charged. I was not released on bail. I have no criminal charges
Yeah,
in
that's
Romania,
what I've
England,
heard.
America, any country on the planet. I have no accusations against me for hurting women. And people are still on the internet saying, he's a human trafficker. The Romanian police are trying to get in trouble for human trafficking. That's not true.
Ethan is absolutely liable for defamation damages if Andrew decides.
Wow, it's crazy how in YouTube, like the people that kill on YouTube, they just are like, it's almost like a job, and it's like, okay, well, this guy's famous, so we got to go after him. That's it. How far for YouTube fame, people? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, H3's yeah. I think H3 is joking, and that is what he would claim in court. Yeah, I don't know, man. See, that's the thing, is that he is going past the joke. Didn't Tate say he also thinks R-word victims must bear responsibility for their attacks and dates women age 18 because he can make an imprint on them? He is a pure evil character, but you still have to be righteous in fighting with him. Because I think what happens to someone like Ethan in this situation is that he basically takes that stuff that you're saying, Jeff, which I think is true. And Ethan is like, because the guy's so evil, I'm just going to lie about him. And that's okay to lie about him because he's so evil.